Oh, hello, everybody. I think I'm live now. Yes, I think I'm a minute late or something, but these things happen in life. And Granny D is still closing up shop, so it's not a big deal anyway. So I'm wearing this sweater again today because I can, and because I put the pattern up on Ravelry earlier this week. And I love the sweater anyway. Um, and let's see what else is going on. So welcome everybody. It doesn't look like we have anybody in the live stream right now, but welcome everybody who watches the replay, because that's always lovely too. And let me just briefly go over my normal weekly schedule. This is what I call a Wednesday free for all, where there is no real topic. We just do whatever we feel like doing. And then on Thursdays, I usually don't post anything. Fridays, I alternate between doing a recorded video and a live stream. There's no real plan to it. That's why I call it a formless Friday. Saturdays, I usually don't do anything. Sundays, I usually have a public reading. And once again, sometimes that's recorded and sometimes it's live. Hey, Samantha. Mondays, I have my Monday Men, my conversations with men who do yarn. Tuesdays, I have Topic Tuesdays. We never really stay on the topic very long, but it's fun to call it that anyway. And then we're back at Wednesday. So here we are. And let's see, what other kind of announcements do I have? Oh no, my wire is caught up in my sweater, but that's okay. Samantha, I'm doing pretty well. Honestly, I just had a little bit of a very brief nap, so now I feel a little sluggish. Hey, Surikata. Yeah, I just had a little bit of a nap, so right now I feel a little bit sluggish. So I'm counting on you people to wake me up. Hey, Maribel. Let's see. Announcements. No big announcements, really. I mean, about the Ravelry, about the Premier Yarns affiliate link. Samantha, are you blue? If you're not blue, then I'm sorry about that. I'll make a note to take, if I can find a pen, make a note to take care of that. Where did my pen go? Oops, that was my fork. Let's see. I mean, there are several people I promised to make moderators and haven't done yet. Okay. If there is a moderator in the channel and you can drop Samantha's link, that would be great. No, there are some people I promised to make moderators that I just haven't done yet. Hey, Chris. Let's see what else is going on. So, as I said, I posted this sweater to Ravelry earlier this week. Also, if you do not watch Affordably Geeky, hey, Cindy Hearts. If you do not watch Affordably Geeky, go back and watch the replay of what they did this morning, because Ginger really, really heavily featured my Tunisian mesh stitch shawl. And of course, hey, Julie. And of course, because I wanted to show it and only gave myself a minute to find it, I couldn't find it. Hey, Racine. I couldn't find it in time to bring it with me. But, It is what it is. Ginger um, created a really nice example of my Tunisian mesh stitch shawl. Hey Jennifer, and I just didn't have the time to find one to bring on just now. If there's a moderator, please drop anybody who requests their links dropped. Um, Samantha especially wants it. Um, hey, Gloria. Um, Anyway, what else is going on? What have I done in the past week? Because I know not everybody gets to every. Ginger is Yarn Geek. Um, they alternate. They do Affordably Geeky. I believe this morning Affordably Geeky was on Ginger's channel, and on Saturdays it's on Kim's channel, which is Affordably Crafty. So yeah, and Ginger this morning was just raving about my Tunisian mesh stitch shawl. Um, and she showed a lovely example of it. And she says she's going to do a tutorial for it too, which I think is great. As for stuff that I have going on, oh, excuse me, in terms of projects, I right now I'm doing one of those in between project scarves, and it's this is what I have. Oops, got my hook caught. This is what I have so far. It's a. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. That whoa. It's a corner to corner moss stitch pattern with a lot of leftover yarn. Hey, Yarn Barf. Hey, Cindy, did I greet you? I don't remember. I have a mind like a sieve. Oh, thank you, Julie, for dropping Yarn Geek. If you would drop Samantha as well, that would be great. Oh, thank you. You just did it. You anticipated me. So anyway, I sent out this pattern to a few people this morning and didn't include photos, but this is you can't, I mean, that's the thing about this stupid background. Maybe I'll take the background off, but anyway, I don't know. There are photos in the in Instagram of that shawl. Hey, Guru RCs. Don't believe I've met you before, but you're certainly welcome. Then again, I might have. I have a mind like a sieve. Julie, you are wonderful as a moderator, dropping links left and right. Let's see what else is going on. Let me just grab the link to invite people up. And there we go. If anybody wants to come up. I have a feeling I need to blow my nose in a minute. Wait a second. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me? Your sound is okay. I'm connect. For some reason, I'm not able to post the StreamYard link to get to allow people to come up, and I don't know what that's about. So anyway, that's sort of scary. That's weird. I've never had that happen before. Let me give it a minute and then try it again. Maybe it's because I said I had to blow my nose. Don't ever know. Did you get the StreamYard link? Because I just got a message that said that that it couldn't post it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looked like the post, didn't get the link didn't get posted, and I got a message that said I had no internet connection. I don't know what that was about. Oh, I'm so sorry for yawning. Before we're done, I'll probably be sneezing and hiccuping and everything else before long. So, okay. What is everybody else up to? What's on your hook? What's in your cup? What's for dinner? So Julie, or rather Samantha, just asked us to run her playlists so that she can get her watch hours up. And Julie, a little bit ago, posted Samantha's channel link. So I think those of us who can do that, I think that would be a great idea. So what else is going on? Oh, I'm so sorry. See, just before coming here, I had a brief nap, and now I just feel so sluggish after it. Then again, I was sluggish yesterday too. A lot of days I'm sluggish. Thank you, Julie. Pure orange. Does that mean you squeezed it yourself? Never done socks. I did Christmas stockings once, but they were, sorry about that. I'm back, or maybe, I don't know whether I'm back. There I am. But they were rather oversized. I'll try to repost the StreamYard link. Okay, and now it went up okay. I don't know what that's about. Oy vey, as we say here in North Carolina. Life is full of challenges. Why? Oh, okay. What else is going on? Excuse me. Oh, I still need to go and take that knit along, crochet along notice down from Nightbot. Although I wouldn't stop anyone from buying that Alicia Shawl pattern. Is the StreamYard link working? Because I don't see anybody requesting to come up. But somebody asked about it. Mm. So, as far as projects go, I have some things I need to send off in packages. I have some things I need to finish and get written up. I have some things that are already written up that I need to get edited and published. And I always feel like I'm behind and not doing enough. So I'm going to take a tissue. Excuse me. I tried not to honk there. Because believe me, I can when I blow my nose. But how many blankets are you doing, Surikata? Oh, by the way, that was something else that I wanted to mention. In somebody's chat today, people were talking about donating scarves and hats and that sort of items for people in the Ukraine who need them. And so I just went to Google and entered donations to Ukraine near me and found some news stories about organizations that were gathering donations. Hey, Jackie. Um, and of course, they're going to appreciate money, but they need clothing and a lot of other material goods. I think that basic hygiene items, including feminine hygiene items, um, a lot of things that they're losing access to. Okay, Surikata, that sounds great. Yeah. So, I have no shortage of hats and scarves and blankets that I could donate. Um, even some of my sweaters, because I have a bunch of store-bought sweaters that I don't use because I have sweaters of my own already that I have been wanting to donate. I just haven't piled them up. Hey, Samantha, welcome in. What you got there?
Hey, can you fix the layout?
How so? Like this?
It did. Yes, just like that.
Okay. What you got there, though?
Hold on, I'm fixing my yarn. Give me. There.
Oh, hey, Denny.
Um, hey,
Hmm.
I'm working on this mosaic blanket.
I had a mosaic idea, but it might be a while before I actually get started and execute it because there are other things, other ideas that seem to me to
Right.
be easier to execute first. Oh, hey, Tank. Glad to see you too.
Anything?
I mean, I've done mosaic, but it didn't work out for the item that I was working
No,
on.
no, yeah,
So,
or hanging out.
They have a Special Olympics soccer tonight at CSU.
Oh
Did you
yeah,
want to do that?
yeah,
Gonna do that tonight?
yeah. What time?
5 o'clock.
Soon.
So yeah, real soon. Have you eaten anything?
No.
You wanna eat something before we go? It's like 5 to 6:30.
Yeah. I have to get off, David. But thanks
okay,
for
well, I'm
having
glad
me.
to see you anyway. Okay, there we go. I'll just post the link again and see if it works. Um, oh, hey, Divergent. Let's see. Granny D, you came in earlier, right? Um, I don't recall whether I greeted you or not. I try to greet people. I don't always get everybody because sometimes I'm paying attention to like 14 things at once. Um, but I try to greet everybody. Julie is being such a wonderful moderator right now, posting links left and right. Thank you so much. Oy vey. Granny, do you feel like coming up? Or anybody else? Because I think I've said my piece altogether already. I'm so boring. I don't have an awful lot to talk about. And sometimes that's okay. Hey, Paula, welcome in. Oh, that does not sound like fun, Divergent. Katrina, hey! Katrina, you want to come up? Here's the link again. I mean, I have, oops, there we go. Yay! Gosh, I haven't seen your face in so long.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Awesome.
So, Annie, you've been so wonderful in posting all these links today. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. I have been working on a project. I have been using Red Heart Fall
Mm.
and Red Heart Mushroom.
Oh.
And I'm working on a ripple. This is like perfect for the ripple. Doing it for a cousin-in-law. Can you see?
Oh, it's like a chevron or what I
Yeah.
would call a zigzag blanket. Yeah. I
Yep.
like to do those. I like to do it in a self-striping yarn because then I don't have to think.
That's the hardest part, counting my rows and the stitches in between. And
Yeah, thinking is overrated. Yeah.
I didn't want to do it, but Mom, before she passed, handed me the hook and yarn and said, do the blue and white, do the pink and white, give them to your sister. Okay. And she goes, you can do it. If you can do this other stuff, you can do this. I said, but I hates the counting. So,
Well, actually, I did wind up counting rows for the sweater that I'm wearing right now,
yeah.
and it worked out.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't all that easy. And now I find, because I'm finding execution errors, I should
That
probably
just
make
means it's made with
another.
love.
I'm
It's made
sorry?
with love. It's made with love. That way
But
you know it's not factory made.
well, yeah, exactly, exactly. But
Yeah.
if I want to enter it into like the county fair or something,
Yeah, that's different.
yeah, they go more on execution than on design, even if it's an original design.
Yeah.
So I have to make it perfect. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would want to do another one of these anyway. God knows I'm not hurting for yarn.
Well, I'm working
Oh,
on
hey, Ashley.
the baby one.
Oh, oh, I love that pink variegated.
Yes, and I
I
ran into
like the way
a
it's
problem
pooling.
where I could not find any more yarn. So I did a shout out on my Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
and my cousin Tina stepped up, said, "Hey, I know where some of that's at."
Oh, really?
And so she sent it. It's called Panther Pink. If they discontinued
Oh.
it, Red Heart, you're watching. Come on, bring it back. It's beautiful. Really? I could name like 3, 4 ugly yarns you need to get rid of. This needs to come back.
How does that red heart yarn feel to work with?
It is rough as compared to Kiron Simply Soft. It's a little bit rougher, but with the Red Heart, once you wash it, it softens up. Now, I will say that
Well, yeah, people always say
variegated-
that, but
the Super Saver variegated feels a little thinner. I don't know if I can get these compared.
I've seen that happen too when
Variegated's thinner than the solid.
yeah, I've seen that happen too when even within the same manufacturer, the same brand, if they were labeled with the same yarn weight, I've seen things that were labeled 4 that I would call 3.5,
Yeah.
and things that were labeled 4 that I would call 4.5.
Yeah, the mushroom I would definitely label a solid 4. You know,
Mhm.
that's 4. And then when you hold up the variegated, that's definitely like 3.5. You can see
Mhm.
there's a
Yeah.
little bit thinner than the other.
I mean, I've even seen that when I do like scrap things
Yeah.
where I have a whole drawer full of scraps of 4-weight yarn. But just feeling each one, if I put them all into, or many of them into one object, then I can feel a difference in the weight.
Yeah. Some of this, I did one before like this, but there was a really bigger difference, but it was the same Red Heart company. I ended up using a size hook higher. So instead of a 5, I used a 5.5 on my variegated. I used a 5 on the solid and a 5.5 on the variegated because I found it was kind of pulling it in a little bit. And it's like, oh, this isn't going to go well.
Yeah, that's more counting and the stuff.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, let me read Ashley's comment.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. With the different kinds of self-striping cakes that many people call mandalas, Lion Brand, I think they might have a trademark on mandala as a yarn brand, but I don't know. But regardless of how they're labeled, you're going to find differences.
Yep. And Divergent, I really like working with the Premier Variegated. That was really nice yarn to work with too. I can't remember the project I did with it right offhand, but it was nice.
What was it that I used to really like? Premier Sweet Rolls?
Oh yeah, I got some of that upstairs.
But then I found, I don't know if it's me or them, but it seems like they kept shrinking. Fewer and fewer yards per cake.
Yes, I have from when the original came out, the sweet roll. I think it's
Mhm.
the Fury or something, and that is bigger than the one I got like a year ago. So
Mhm.
there is more yardage on the old ones as compared to the new ones.
It's like everything. In order to not increase the retail price as much as they might, they pull back on the actual output.
Or they'll lower it 50 cents, but you lose 150 yards. Yeah,
Mm.
something like that, you know.
Hey,
Well,
Jules. Hey, Dave.
I'm all excited for you tomorrow
Hey, everybody.
to get it over with, you know.
Me too.
Well, I'm glad it's an outpatient procedure.
Me too. I
have
was
no idea what
very tickled about that.
I have no
Wow.
idea what an outpatient procedure is like. I heard that was really a cool thing because you could leave, go home, and have coffee. Is that true, Dee? Let
It's
me know.
Well,
true.
it depends upon how drastic
Yeah,
the
well,
procedure is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on if you have dietary restrictions, but yeah.
My second cosmetic procedure after massive weight loss was an outpatient procedure. I could go home the same day, but I was a wreck. And I spent the next
Maybe you
week
weren't
in
ready to
bed.
go home, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't even in the hospital. I was in like an outpatient clinic.
Oh,
So I pretty much had to go home. The first one, I did stay overnight. And I appreciated that. But I'll tell you one thing, getting out of bed was
I can't imagine how much that would have hurt.
hard. Hey,
I
Jet.
had one of my surgeries laparoscopic, and they said, "Oh, it'll be a whole lot easier." That first day in and out of bed, oh my gosh, it was just like having the abdominal wide open. But the thing with laparoscopy is you got to remember the pain goes away quicker, you feel better, but you got to still be careful for the internal stitches. That's where people run into trouble. Hey, I feel good, and they start doing stuff they ought not to be doing.
Yeah, I've been praying on that
Yeah.
for the
And it's so
Lord
easy
to
to
let
do.
me be careful, because I don't want to have. I'm hopeful any more surgeries ever again. I've had hernia surgeries before.
Yeah.
I've
And
never
I'm
had
sure
a.
there's lots worse, like what David had and probably what you've had before. But
When they start removing feet of bowel, yeah, then it's more graphic pain. Oh, it takes longer.
The
yeah,
cosmetic
hernia surgeries are no fun to wake up from. That pain is like,
Yeah, the cosmetic surgeries were much worse than the actual bariatric surgery. Well, I was sort of out of it for several days and in the hospital after the bariatric surgery. So
I need I mean, I keep telling the doctor I have for years to document all these yeast infections I get under my tummy.
oh, all those folds.
Yeah, so it was one, and it's not a huge hang down, but it's just enough that that it causes me problems. And
I had to pay for both of mine out of, well, I used a 401k loan actually, but yeah, because
I
my
mean, that's something
health
that
plan.
really is not just a cosmetic thing. It
No.
causes
I tell you one thing,
physical problem.
I deducted those medical expenses on my taxes that year because, you know, the IRS says that obesity is a disease, so they can't turn around and say that cosmetic surgery after losing weight is not medically necessary.
Right.
Or does not prevent disease.
Do you need to check to see if what's hanging down is actually pulling on your abdominal wall? Because that could be a trigger for the hernias, and that might get the insurance company to pay.
Yeah, and see, that's where that one big one is right there.
Hey, Jody,
Left
welcome
side right
in.
there where that is. And I thought about that too, yeah.
Yeah, because it pulls on there, and it, man, I got, I
Yeah,
try not to whine, you know, and I just go outside and I just scream into the clouds in my head, and then I come back in, start over, you know.
yeah, those
No,
hernias, when it pops out, it's like, holy. I've almost gone to the hospital a number of times. The pain was so bad.
Yeah.
I actually thought I had a hernia at one time, but it was really just adhesions with scar tissue on the open
But that can be
surgeries
terrible.
that I had had, and
That can be just as
didn't
painful.
feel any better. I'll tell you that.
No,
I
that
don't
can
know what
be
a
just
hernia
as
feels
painful.
like, but that was plenty painful.
Wow.
And see, I think I told you, David, when they did my Roux-en-Y, I was sick in the hospital for about a week afterwards. And they couldn't figure out. They kept doing all these different tests, and they run me through the mill, and then they finally sent me home. I was still sick.
Yep.
Then a couple nights after that, I got so sick, and I'm holding my guts and dry heaving and everything. And they finally figured out that during surgery, my intestines herniated.
This is a hernia. It's bigger than a softball.
Wow.
But it does not cause me any pain. First one ever. So
yeah, my brother's got a huge umbilical one. He's had it for ages. He won't do anything about it.
Yeah. So I get stuff looked at. I'll get taken care of. But at least thank God I'm not in pain with it, and it's not twisted or anything going on. So
yeah,
I just have to be careful.
Yeah.
So I had a little bonus surgery for that. The doctor explained that when he pulled, he had an instrument that was like a donut so that he could put instruments in and out of when they were doing the original surgery. And when he pulled that out, it created suction, causing my intestines to go up in there and kink. And I was so sick. And I said, I won't sue you if you won't charge me for that. Because he admitted.
Yep.
I mean, you know, when stuff can happen, and I was half kidding, but really not.
Well, yeah.
He didn't he didn't get upset, but I never got charged.
Yeah,
hello, good. Brother David. Hello, gals.
Hey. Hey,
I
Jet
saw
In
Racine
says
was trying to come up. Something must have happened.
she was, but
I saw
I
she
don't know
had
why
this
it didn't work.
spinning
Jet,
wheel.
Jet In says she's sorry. We're all dealing with that. Fortunately, my problems have gone away along, or at least been resolved.
I hope
Is there?
after this, but like you said, Jules, if I don't get that taken care of, something may happen again. I'm definitely going to ask him about
Hey,
that at
Racine.
my post-op.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hey, Racine, there you
Hi.
Hello,
are.
hello.
So Divergent
everybody.
is complaining about wind. Is that internal or outside wind?
Oh my gosh. Woo.
In all fairness, David, for me, I'd have to say it's an internal issue, and that's all the memo we're going to write on that one.
All you got to say about that?
Mm.
But
You
they
know,
say
last
it means that my intestines are working. Well, I just want to lay them off for a couple hours so I can at least get a break.
last week I saw a new primary care physician for the first time. And so I was sitting on the table. He was listening to my heart and my lungs and everything. And I said, you know, since I'm here, and we had talked about like liver disease and everything else that is in my history. And I said, well, since I'm here, do you want to poke around and see what you can feel with my liver? And he did. And I raised up my shirt and he's going, oh my goodness, at the scars. Because so many surgical scars.
Yep.
Well, I just wanted to come on and show the 2 projects that I've got done. And if you guys can give me some advice. Everybody is starting to ask me to make these little animals and different things. So I've mastered one, but I'm going to show you the last one. I really need some advice. I learned how to make these squares and make these cute little bunnies.
Oh, I've done those
That is
before.
cute.
I made those for my buddy
Excuse
a
me.
long time ago when they were little.
Very cute. But I'm going to tell you the story before I bring up this next one. 5 years ago,
I'm going to
this
put you on
gal-
solo. Hold on a second.
This gal was coming up from Wyoming back up to North Dakota, and she was driving one car, and her mom and her daughter was in another car, and a drunken driver swerved over and killed her mom and her daughter. And she's been clinging to penguins and seeing how rough their lives are, and so now she says she's a penguin person because everything has been broken up. So yesterday I started this
Aw.
penguin,
So
but I
cute.
don't know
I think
what kind of eyes to put
Yeah.
on.
He's on
Oh.
solo.
Does anybody have any advice?
I'm looking for something.
what do you
How
have?
old is the person?
She is 58.
Oh, okay. It's not a baby. I just put
No.
I was thinking big googly eyes from the craft store.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be cute.
How old is she?
She's in her 50s.
She's
Oh, okay.
58, but her
Yeah,
daughter
I think
was
you guys would be
22,
okay.
and her mom was 70.
I'm back on.
And
I was over
she's
there
just-
on the.
after the time of them having the accident, she's still broken up. She still wants to blame drunken driving, and she's trying to do different campaignings to stop drinking and driving. And
I think that's a very good cause.
Yes, it is.
And I'm an
And-
alcoholic, and I can say that. And I'm still drinking, and I'll say that. It's a very good
Right.
cause.
Yeah.
when I
Yeah,
was
I lost
doing
my brother that way.
bunny, everybody was doing like cross stitch, and I know how to do like on cheesecloths, cross stitch and stuff. But when it came to the bunnies, I was like going on to yarn and stuff. I'm like, I tried it on one and totally ripped it out. So I cheated and I went to Hobby Lobby and got buttons.
Cool.
That's
There you
not
go.
cheating.
No.
Janine,
That's just
made
being
it easy.
creative.
Thank you.
Janine is in the room. Hey.
The other thing is with showing the different blankets. Crystal and Bago Day, she made a blanket. I didn't see a name, but I'm making this twin size blanket, and here's the colors for my niece. And
I like the colors.
That kind of looks like the one I'm doing. It
Ooh, those
didn't
are
have a
pretty.
name either. They said it was the Suzette stitch. Is it a
Basically-
single and a double in the same stitch, and then you skip?
no.
No.
You do an even stitch, and then you add 2 more stitches, and then you chain up 3, and then you do 3 double crochets,
Oh,
and then you single crochet into the next chain 3, and then you do 3 double crochets, and then you just do that back and forth. And what I like is when you do on the edge, I thought it was but it didn't, and it was easy. You just chain stuff.
So what's the age of the intended recipient for that blanket?
5 months
5?
old.
5 months old. Now, I have not done this before. I don't have a lot of experience. I've done a lot of very lightweight baby blankets, but sometimes if you have a heavy texture or a heavy yarn, they say to be very careful with an infant.
We got the back
Yeah.
door open.
And that's what I'm going to tell my brother. Picture this. He is 49 years old. He's been married 4 times. And out of all 4 marriages, he never was able to have kids. Not because of him, but because of circumstances with his wife. He prayed about it, said, I'm going to quit dating. I'm going to quit doing stuff. He went back to church, started a Christian dating site, and he's been married to his wife for 4 years. And in the last 2.5 years, they've had 2 daughters, and so he's blessed. So I wanted to do something for the girls and stuff. So
aw.
Oh,
That's
wow.
That's
great.
lovely.
yeah. So I got a phone call coming in. We're in Iowa, Sioux City, Iowa, and we're gonna have dinner with some friends. So I'm gonna let everybody go. Thank you, David, for letting me come up, and everybody
Thanks
have
for
a
course.
coming in. It was
I'm
great
glad to
to
see you.
Racine, wait a minute, Racine. When you first came up here, you were telling us a good source of wisdom, wisdom and great ideas. Thank you for that, because my friends think we're just full of it. I appreciate it.
Well,
You're
I
welcome.
often
We all gotta stick together.
I
There you
often
go.
say that
Bye.
when it comes to useless knowledge, I'm full of it.
Ah,
There you go. Thanks, Racine.
bye-bye.
But
Oh,
Bye-bye.
honey. She's cute as she can be.
Yeah, those bunnies. Oh my gosh, they're cute.
and the
I
penguin
did
too. The
2 of them
penguin's
way,
going to be
way back.
amazing.
Coming back to
Oops. Oh, stop it, Julie.
Oh, I got half naked people running through my house.
What, you think I mind?
I think I'm bragging. 70 years. Everybody thinks it's summer.
One of them's making some weird noises.
Not me.
Oh,
Okay.
it's been Racine's.
No, she was trying to go down and
Yeah,
sort of
but I
froze
heard a
there.
dog.
No, I thought the dog was at Julie's place.
She said it wasn't her.
No,
Oh.
we don't have puppies.
Hey, Cuppy.
Anyway,
I got 2 cats and only one of them's a whiner.
oh, okay.
Everyone turns into a boo around the banana.
That's not surprising. No.
I'm chubby boo now.
No.
Cuppy's a mess.
I remember one time, I think it was when the Spice Girls were first popular, my friend at work was talking about creating a new kind of Spice Girl band. And I said, oh, I'll be Surly Spice. And no one objected because they knew me.
Oh my. I would have to be spiceless. I can't handle the heat.
Me too.
I saw a video about
Mild.
somebody who, as a stunt, added like a whole jar of ground nutmeg to like a protein shake and drank it all. And oh my gosh, the medical complications, because it's a hallucinogenic Oh, drug.
Yeah, that could be
I mean,
even
there are
like
people who have
poisonous, couldn't it?
there are people who have died from that kind of a stunt. He did it for a stunt. Hey,
Oh,
Sue R.
that's just dumb.
Susu. Mama Susu. Okay. Yeah. So, and apparently because of an unknown condition he already had, he was like retaining fluid. He couldn't express it in any way and at either end. And you know, when that happens, it goes into your organs. And when it goes into your brain, it presses against your skull. And
Yeah.
that's when you get lots and lots of damage.
Goodbye, you.
So he, I think he was very lucky to have survived.
Yes. Very lucky.
Yeah. I mean, they knew hundreds of years ago that it was a hallucinogenic drug. I think this doctor who did the video gave a little bit of history and said, I think it was in the Dark Ages, maybe the 1300s, maybe, it was introduced by Eastern traders to Europe, which is not a surprise.
Yeah. Not a surprise.
But it's funny, the things that come to Europe from other regions of the world often become the things that get most abused.
Yeah. Best of intentions, and then if there's a way to abuse it, it'll happen. Yep.
Well, I don't even know about the intentions, because if there's money to be made, then they'll bring it. You know how traders are, but
I mean, as far as the best of intentions, hey, this will help somebody, and then within 30 seconds, bam, it's corrupted. That's what I'm.
It adds a nice taste to some things.
Yes, it does. I like nutmeg.
But you're not meant to. Yeah, you're not
little
meant
bit.
to ingest an entire jar of ground nutmeg. No. Anyway, I mean, it's like a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Anything worth doing is worth doing to excess, my friend once said to me. But that's, oops. I just dropped a hook on the floor.
That sounded like more than one.
No, it's just
It just bounced.
aluminum hook plus hardwood floor.
Okay.
Really
Love
big
that
racket.
room, David.
Oh, I wish this was my house. It's a fake background.
I wish I could have the know-how to use these things on StreamYard.
Well, it's.
I need to just play with things, but
yeah, that's the thing.
But can you do that without going live? Can you play around?
No, I think I have used it for recorded videos as well, because when I record things like interviews and things, I use StreamYard for that. When I record solo videos, I use StreamYard for that, and I think that you can use a fake background. I'm not 100% sure, but I think
so. But you have to have a green screen.
No, I don't have anything behind me. It just puts it there.
Okay. I've got a green. I bought a green plastic tablecloth from the Dollar Tree in case I needed some. In case I ever learned how to do that, but if I don't need it.
No, I don't have a green screen. It just does it for me.
But the only problem with it is, like you said, when you try to show something, it just you can't see it. You do a disappearing act.
Yeah. But and it's it will show a little bit of what's behind me. If I find the right head position, you can see my Bearded Yarn Dude logo on the plaque that Brenda the Newbie Crocheter's husband made for me. But I can't quite find the right head. Oh, you almost saw it there. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Lovely, lovely room to me.
Yeah.
Do you know, if this was my house, there would be scores stacked on that
Yes,
piano, and there would be blankets and throws stacked.
You would never leave the room. Huh?
And there would be dog pictures on the walls.
Well, guys, I'm going to cut out of here for a while. Supper's calling. So it was good seeing everybody.
It's great to
I'm
be
so glad to
seeing
see
you
you again.
now, and
It's
also
been far
just
too long.
seeing you in the chats. You
I
have
will be thinking of you
Yes.
tomorrow morning. I've got physical therapy at 7:45, so I'll be
Ooh, that's not fun either.
no.
I got
but
you beat, girl.
to move fast, so that's okay.
I get
All
to
right.
get up at 4.
Ugh. If I'm okay, I'll log in. Sometimes I am.
I
but
won't be
I'll
long.
be
I'll
here
just be
Tuesday.
getting
If you're in the
I'll
past,
be bathing again and just
Yeah.
getting
Take
Mm.
care if you're in the paths of those storms. Pay attention to the weather and the warnings. And we got a wind event coming.
Yeah,
at
I
us.
hadn't heard anything about. Well, I don't
We're
because I
We're
don't
gonna have
watch.
high winds, so we gotta be careful of that. But everybody, take care and miss you guys.
Okay,
And
you too.
Bye, Julie. Always glad to see you.
all right, bye
Love
bye.
you. So
Now
glad.
she's gone, we can talk about her, but we won't. Anyway, Yarnbarf says she uses a green screen in her living room, a Dollar Tree green tablecloth. That's exactly what you were saying. Is it
Oh,
gray?
really?
Yeah.
She does. I figured it would maybe work as good as anything.
So I do not. I haven't been keeping up with the weather. It was chilly earlier this week, and I sort of felt like I might be coming down with cold because my sister has a bad cold, although she's getting better. So I
I
thought I
just
might
have a
be.
doggone problem with these sinuses. I've been having terrible sinus with the eyeball pressure.
Well, I always say that I have seasonal allergies every season.
Right.
So
And what gets me too is the postnasal drip, and it gives you the most taste in your mouth, and also the
And-
Flonase that you take for it.
I don't take Flonase. I take store brand
Zyrtec.
Sudafed, and it's not as good as real Sudafed, I have to say. So I alternate between the store brand and the real Sudafed. Hey, Lisa.
Is the real Sudafed a prescription thing?
No, it just seems to work better than the store brand one,
Oh, okay.
or at least last longer. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
but that's what
sometimes
I
you can't
do.
tell the difference between store brand and the real
Well,
thing.
lots of times store brand products are just relabeled major brand products, but you don't always know whether that's the case or not.
Yeah. Because a lot of times it will say compared to an active ingredients, and it'll be the same
And
thing.
most of the time, they'll say that there's no relationship with this major brand product that is probably exactly what it is. Joy had snow on Monday, and it's 76 today, and snow again on Friday.
Where is Joy?
I can't remember. Joy,
Where in the world are you?
Tank, it's a green triangular shawl. I think I called it an unnamed shawl. I made at least one correction to the pattern, so I'm going to redo the PDF and send it out again.
And thank you so much, Tank, for donating the shawl that I won. Yay.
I told the story earlier, I think when we just got on and there was nobody here. This morning on Affordably Geeky, Ginger was just singing the praises of the pattern that I sent her, which is a
Wasn't she wearing
Tunisian
it?
mesh stitch. She was a
Yeah.
Tunisian mesh stitch shawl. And although she ran out of yarn at a point where it makes a nice cowl or scarf, but it would probably take 2 or 3 more hanks to make it a full-size shawl. But again, so people, all of my patterns are self-sizing.
I've got to learn to do the Tunisian thing.
It's intimidating, and it takes practice. But I don't know why, but I stuck with it, and now I
I
like
only
it.
tried it 1 or 2 times, and it just was curling something awful, and that drove me nuts. So,
Well, that's usually if you only do one stitch type,
mhm.
particularly the Tunisian simple stitch. It's like when you do a post
Stockinette.
stitch.
Yeah.
If you're doing a front post stitch and crochet, every row, it's going to curl up unless you pull through enough yarn. And if you pull through enough yarn, it's going to feel like it's too much. You know what I mean there.
I think so. I know in knitting with stockinette, when you knit a row and then purl a row, it curls terribly. So you always have to put some sort of seed stitch border or some kind of border on it, garter stitch border or whatever.
Jody is leaving. Her husband has dinner ready.
Sounds
I
like a
know my
winner.
sister
My
is
child
working
isn't
on
here
dinner.
yet, but I did tell her to go ahead and have supper and everything. I hate she has to stay overnight. And the reason I say that is because my back bedroom, there's not a bed. I sleep on the couch by choice.
You've mentioned that before, yeah.
When my bedroom was fine, I slept on the couch. I just got used to sleeping on the couch at my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have a perfectly lovely bed. It's a queen size. It's very nice. But there's yarn all over in bags. It's bagged up and everything, but it's just there. Got to do something with all that stuff. So when Hannah stays overnight tonight, I'll be sleeping in the recliner and let her have the couch. But it'll be all right for one night.
Oh, by the way, Tank, let me reach for this again. I don't know if I can show it successfully because I have problems with that. But this is another example of the same shawl that I sent. Of course, you can't see a thing now, can you?
Can't see you. You've
There we go.
disappeared. Yeah.
This is another, example of the same shawl that I sent you, Tank, and other people who are testing that pattern for me. And all I really ask is just read it and let me know if there's something I need to clarify. I used to be a business writer, and if I ever find out that I have stated something in a way that was unclear, it hurts me deeply. But it's necessary. So, anybody who gets a pattern of mine, tell me if there's a problem or something you don't understand. Because I want...
Yeah, you'd rather know before you put it out there.
Even if I've already put it out there, I'll issue a correction. But yeah, and I've done that before too. Even if it's just adding pictures, I got grief from someone for not including pictures in my PDFs, even though they could easily have gone back to Ravelry and found the pictures that were there.
Yeah.
But no, it's easier if it's in the PDF. So I've been trying to do that more now.
Yeah.
And so what I have to do is email the pictures to myself from my phone to my computer. Then I import them into the Word file. Then I print the Word file as a PDF document.
There's a whole lot of steps to doing that. Huh?
And then, well, before that time, usually when I write something up, I let it sit for at least a day, and then I go back and see, okay, did this make sense? And sometimes I find that I do need to clarify something. Because, I want to be clear. And I know it's not going to happen for everybody. I can't give you exact yardage for how much yarn you're going to use because I can't tell you what size to make it. That is completely up to you. I can't even give you a gauge. I just make up figures when the Ravelry template asks for a gauge. Hey, Topeka. But I also state in the description on Ravelry that the yardage and the gauge are rough estimates. So, and shouldn't be relied on. But really, it all depends on the yarn you use. Most of them, you could use any yarn you want, so long as you use the right hook. And the right hook is never going to be the one that's on the label for the yarn.
Right.
I almost always recommend going up at least 1 or 2 sizes.
I most always do too.
So, so anyway, it's and some people have a much stronger need for very specific finite numbers that I can't provide.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay too. I just ask them to be Tank, the update really, it just adds photos. I think there was only one step that I rephrased, and now I can't remember which one it was. I think that people are saying they have not said that they didn't understand that step. So if you're working on it now, keep going.
Well, David, I'm gonna hop down because my young'un ought to be here any minute, and I need to do some stuff to get ready for tomorrow.
Well, I probably won't be on that much longer myself because
Okay,
dinner
darling.
will be ready soon, and I'm just tired. Like in Blazing Saddles, I'm tired. Tired of playing the
game.
Again and again, it's the same. I'm tired.
I'm so tired. I loved her. Madeline Kahn.
Mm-hmm.
That right?
What was the name of that? That was the actress. What was the name of her character? I can't remember.
I can't either. Yeah.
That was some of those Mel Brooks movies from the 70s were absolutely.
I love Young Frankenstein and.
Would you like to roll in the hay?
Roll
in the hay.
Frau Brooker.
He must have an enormous Schwanzstücke.
Goes without saying.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I loved
knockers. Oh, so cool.
And I loved the producers. I never saw the musical, but the original movie, which was what, 1968 or something?
I think so.
But I loved that movie. Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Don't make me.
They were trying to make something terrible and ended up being a hit. It was so funny.
And then they wound up in jail because it was so successful and they couldn't pay their investors.
Crazy. Okay, well, I'm hopping down now.
Bye-bye. Good luck tomorrow.
Love ya. I'm
have
sure
a good
it'll be
time at the
fine.
hospital.
Thanks.
Gosh, you notice how all the joy goes out of a room when Granny D leaves it? Anyway, I have my glass. That's enough joy for me right now. And my sister's making dinner too. She usually does on Wednesdays. Because I usually do this from 6 until 7:30, sometimes 8. Okay. let's see. Just in case anybody else wants to come up, I'll put the link up again. So, okay, good night, Yarn Barf. Always glad when you're here. Franklin Handel, I'll make a note of that. Actually, I did mean to ask for suggestions for more men for my Monday Men series. Keep in mind that lots of times when people make suggestions, it's going to be someone I've approached who has either said no or just not responded, or Franklin Habit. It's always sometimes it's going to be someone I have already approached and has either said no or just not responded, or it's going to be someone I've already featured. Oh, I just accidentally almost found the right head position, but then I lost it. Oh, no. Never mind. Franklin Habit. So, but you know the thing, I keep finding people who are new to me on Instagram. Like the one that I just did, I discovered him a few months ago, and it just took this long to organize um, doing the conversation. But wasn't he fun? Oh, excuse me. It's Wednesday. I still don't have one planned for this coming Monday. Yarn Barf, who is that? Oh, excuse me. See, I told you I'd be making all different sorts of rude sounds before we were done. That was a hiccup. Yes, Yarn Barf, you did, but you didn't tell me whose link it was. Oh, that's for Franklin Habit. Then I will go and look for it. No, that's not what I want to do. So, no. All I want to do is just copy and paste the link, and I can't. Okay, for some reason I can't copy and paste the link, but if you email it to me, it would be good. So who is Franklin Habit when he's at home? So anyway, as I was saying, I don't have anything scheduled for next week. So unless something happens, it's going to be another rerun. But fortunately, I've done a whole bunch of these things. So I have enough to do reruns. I can do reruns of reruns. And if you don't see a live link on a Monday, go to my community tab. You should go to my community tab every day anyway, because I have a bunch of stuff over there. Especially, I have not been as good to channel members as I should, but sometimes you get early access to things, and sometimes you get pattern discounts or early access to patterns, that sort of thing. But I've also been doing on my community tab your daily dose of culture all different kinds of music, plus visual arts, plus drama, plus poetry, you know, plus dance. It's been a lot of fun curating that daily dose of culture. And all I do is repost other people's YouTube videos onto my community tab. So, you know, everybody benefits. Yarnbarf, my easiest email is info@deb8.biz. deb8.biz. So info@deb8.biz. Why don't I just type that in? I also have a few other names like Bearded Yarn Dudes at the same domain, or David Browning at the same domain. So anyway, hey Lulu. Oh gosh, Lulu, you caught me at the end, and I'm sort of flagging. I feel like I need another lie down. Before dinner is ready. But I've been on for a little bit over an hour. These things go anywhere from an hour to 2 on Wednesday nights. I'm glad you came by, Lulu. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it a day. I've had a really good time, and I want to thank everybody who's here, everybody who watches the replay, especially if you make it this far. And, you know, as always, like, subscribe, comment, share, all the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back. Okay. Okay, that works, Yarn Barf. Okay. I hope to see all of you soon. I'll be live again on Friday. Bye-bye.